Hey, what's up guys? This is Mike Madden. Welcome to my channel. Okay, this video is 5 steps on how to buy a car at a car dealership and not get ripped off. Real quick, my backstory is I have been in the automotive industry now for 8 years, working in it every single day. Yes, I am a car salesman. Okay. However, my goal is I understand how confusing it can be. So my goal is to just shed light on a rather complex and kind of scary, intimidating industry. So know that with my goal today, that it's just meant to literally help you maneuver through the dealership, ultimately getting you a fantastic deal on a vehicle. Okay, so the very first step number 1, would be your pre-approval. You're gonna wanna go to your bank or credit union before you even step foot on a car dealership on a lot. So go to your bank or your credit union, okay, and you are going to apply for an auto loan. So at this point, you need to have a rough idea of what type of vehicle you'd like to own, the year, you know, the price, a generalization of what you would prefer to buy, okay? From there, they're gonna go ahead and run your credit, and they're gonna tell you if you could buy that price of vehicle, what you could buy, and then they're gonna give you a hypothetical on interest rates. It's actually gonna be interest rates and your term of the vehicle. So depending on the age, it could change. So if it's like if it's a 17 or newer, we're filming this in 2020. If it's 17 or newer, you may apply for new car rates. If it's a 17 and older, it may be 0.5% higher. So just keep that in mind. You want to ask those questions. That way you have everything you know, figured out and you are aware of the situation. So number 2 would be the fair market value. So as you're looking and you have a few vehicles that caught your eye, you're gonna wanna go to kellybluebook.com, KBB, and you're gonna wanna check out the fair market value of that vehicle to make sure it's in line with what the dealership is asking. I personally like Car Gurus as well. They're a search engine to help you find vehicles, but they also go a little bit more in depth, and they shed light on the prices of the vehicle. It'll actually show you if it's a good deal, great deal, underpriced, overpriced. So pretty cool. Check that out. That's a really good website to see what's going on with the value of the vehicle, if it's a good deal or not a good deal. From there, you're gonna want, if you have a trade-in, you're gonna want to figure out the trade-in value of the vehicle, and you're gonna be aware of that number. So here's what I recommend: kellybluebook.com. Once again, okay, that's gonna be your friend here, and you're gonna hit trade-in, and you're gonna type in your vehicle, your year, make, model, miles, equipment, size of the engine, all the extras on your car. So you're gonna want to have a good idea of what you have to figure out the actual value. Okay, so that'll be a good guide to have that value, and be honest with yourself: excellent, good, or fair. Okay, and then if at all possible, if it's in your city, and I would say most are, you're going to want to drive to an AutoNation, and you're going to want to ask for a price on selling your vehicle to them. Not you buying one. You just want to sell your vehicle. You just want to get a price. Why? This is going to be a very, very accurate number. AutoNation does buy directly from the public, okay? So knowledge is power. So you're not going to necessarily buy a vehicle from them unless they have your ideal vehicle. Great. But you're going to want to get a price. Now keep in mind, you're going to want to, preferably you're going to want to trade your vehicle in if you can get the right figure, if you can get the right amount of money for it, because you're actually going to receive a rather decent tax break. Meaning, let's say your car is worth 10 grand, you're looking at a $25,000 vehicle, you're only going to pay sales tax on the difference. In this case, $15,000 versus 25. That's a pretty good chunk in savings in tax. Okay. All right. So the 4th step is you're going to want to test drive the vehicle. So you can go ahead, set an appointment, make sure the vehicle is there. You're going to want to test drive the vehicle. You're going to get there, you're going to look at the vehicle, walk around it, touch the body, touch the panels, make sure the panels are all lined up, make sure Nothing is weird going on the vehicle. I mean, obviously, you're looking for exterior damage at this point. Look at the rims, make sure they're not scuffed. Look at the tires, touch the tires, stick your fingers in the tread to make sure it's got a good amount of tread on the vehicle. If you know somebody that's really good at this, you might want to bring him with you, a buddy, a friend. Obviously, if you're in a relationship, you should probably bring that person as well. They should be at least involved in the emotional aspect of and helping you with the decision, even if they're not going on the financing. And then you're gonna wanna drive the vehicle. I recommend, hey, turn off the music. Now is the time you wanna just hear the vehicle, okay? You're gonna wanna check out everything about it. The turning radius, the acceleration, the braking. Go on a good test drive. I recommend at least 15 minutes. Do a little city, do a little highway. Don't be afraid to get on the accelerator. Don't be afraid when you exit off the freeway. Don't be afraid to, get on the brakes pretty good. You want to get a feel for that. If there's any sort of brake issues, you're going to feel vibrations at higher speeds when you hit the brakes pretty hard. Okay. And then from there, you're going to come back to the dealership. If there's any issues that need to be addressed, you're gonna literally grab your phone, go to your notes, start writing them down. You don't wanna forget them. Write down the areas that need to be addressed, and then tell the salesperson, hey, I like the car. I would be willing to make a deal if these areas get addressed, okay? And obviously you're gonna wanna get those, put them down in your notes so that way he can put it on his notes and he can have it in writing. Definitely wanna get everything in writing here, especially if there's stuff that needs to be done after the sale. Okay, so from there, step number 5, you are going to negotiate the deal, okay? So the salesperson is gonna invite you inside. He's gonna ask you some questions, nothing to be afraid of here. He's just gathering information to help facilitate the deal. He's gonna ask you, hey, what do you want your monthly payment to be? How much money are you putting down? Have you been pre-approved? What do you want for your trade? So you already know all these answers, so you already been pre-approved. Don't be afraid to tell him, hey, I've been pre-approved with my credit union, 3.49 at 60 months. If you can beat it, I'll go with you. If you can only match it, I'm gonna go with my lender for the sake of convenience. Now, why would you say that? You would say that to ensure that they work for you in order to get you the best deal possible. Because if you just tell them, hey, yeah, if you get close or we match it, there's no incentive for us to work or for us to try to beat that interest rate. However, we want to earn your business on the finance side of things too, because that's another way the dealership profits. Also too is it secures the deal, meaning you don't have to leave, go home, go to a bank, get a check, get somebody else's input, right? So a dealership is really motivated to want to do everything right then and there and get it rolling, and they are good at that. They're very efficient at that. Credit unions, I've seen credit unions take a couple days to get a check. Dealerships are within hours. Okay, so you're gonna negotiate the deal. Let them. Don't be afraid to shed light and tell them where you are on your financing. Matter of fact, like I said, I would disclose that, and that way they're gonna work for you. Okay, in terms of the payment, they're gonna say, hey, where do you want your payment to be? And I would just say this, hey, I'm not concerned with my payment right now because I've already been pre-approved. I'm more concerned with the value of my vehicle and the price of your car. Okay, so from there, he's gonna go ahead and say, okay, that's fine. I'll go ahead and get some numbers. So you're gonna have the next 15-20 minutes to yourself at this point. He's gonna come back out with a sheet. It could be written in Sharpie. It could be typed up and itemized for you. Either way, that's a proposal. That's a pencil in the car business. So he's gonna go through it. If it's a sheet with marker on it, it's gonna be a 4 square. It's gonna have the price of the vehicle. It's gonna have the trade-in. It's gonna have your money down, and it's gonna have the payment. Okay, hopefully he's gonna use the interest rate that you have, and then he's gonna try to beat that later on. So he's gonna have the selling price of the vehicle. Remember, the selling price online, that's gotta be a pretty aggressive one to get you in the door. However, you now know the fair market value of the vehicle, okay? And you may have went on to, I recommend going on to TrueCar.com as you're doing your search, and you can submit a lead onto TrueCar, and typically they'll give you a little price break to kind of get you in the door. They'll give you another $300, $400, $500 off. Hey, that's a good thing. You just saved yourself a few $100. That's TrueCar.com. So Car Guru is a good one. TrueCar. Okay, so he's gonna have the price of the vehicle. Okay, and he's gonna have, like I said, your trade-in. He's gonna have everything there for you laid out. Now, you already know the value of your trade-in because A, you went on Kelley Blue Book, which is a helpful guide, and you went to an AutoNation, and they gave you a real concrete dollar amount, what they would pay you for your vehicle on the spot. So that number is very relevant, okay? If he asks you, what do you want for your vehicle? I want you to tell him I want $2,000 over what AutoNation told you. Why? It gives you somewhere to go. If you tell him exactly where you want to be, he's gonna come out lower anyhow. So if you tell him $2 grand high, okay, hopefully you can meet somewhere in the middle, make a good deal. But at the end of the day, it's okay at this point to lay your cards out on the deck, be like, hey, listen, here's where I need to be on my trade-in. I already have a bid with AutoNation. If you go ahead and give me that value for the vehicle, I will do business today. You already know what a great price is on the vehicle because you've been researching the one you want to buy, and you may have already received a discount with TrueCar. And as far as the financing goes, you have everything in order. You already know kind of what your payment's gonna be. You already know your interest rate at 60 months, okay? So just be aware of, if you put down less than 20%, gap insurance is going to be recommended and very, very strongly encouraged in the finance office, which is the final step. How much does gap insurance cost? It depends on your state. I've seen it anywhere from $150 to $750. It really just depends. So from there, you're gonna go ahead and make the deal, okay? Congratulations, you just made a fantastic car deal. You didn't get ripped off, you didn't get taken advantage of, you made yourself a fantastic deal, and you saved a ton of time. One last thing I'd like to add, when it comes to the trade-in, if you owe money on your trade, before you arrive at the dealership, go ahead and figure out, A, who do I owe the money to? What's the name of the bank? And then go ahead and figure out what the payoff is. You're gonna wanna get a 15-day payoff, and if you can, and a per diem. A per diem is how much interest accrues daily. That's just gonna save you a ton of time at the car dealership and get you in and out. That way you're not there all day. That's the biggest complaint, one of the biggest complaints from consumers. Okay, so from there, you're gonna go into the finance office, right? Everything's gonna be all typed up for you. Now, they will upsell you back there 100%. They're gonna sell you warranty. They're try to, right? They're gonna offer, hey, warranty, prepaid maintenance, gap insurance, we went over that, excess wear and tear potentially if it's a lease. They might offer you tire protection, wheel protection, body protection. There's a ton of stuff they can offer you. That's another video. You may or may not want to take advantage of it. I'm not gonna tell you, don't buy a warranty. Warranty's a good thing to have, okay? Especially on some of these foreign vehicles, or domestic for that matter, okay? So, but that's it. I wanted to keep this one real brief. If you liked the video, if you saw value, please drop it a like, drop a comment below, and then don't be afraid to share this information, but dropping a like and a comment is going to help this video get found so other people can benefit and get a fantastic deal on a vehicle. Go ahead and subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. Thanks, guys.